stuff.
This is the amazing, bombastic 166th episode of Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge. The show that pretty much has revenge sequels again, as far as I'm concerned. But they're very short. I'll shorten
Oh,
this.
really? Okay. Nice. Okay.
That's what's been happening.
It's official. Yeah.
But from 1971, I picked
Yes.
Aunt Martha Does Dreadful Things.
Sometimes
George,
Aunt Martha does dreadful things.
This is also
That's the
known
title.
as the Miss Doubtfire of 1971, right? Come on.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Tim.
And
yeah.
what?
He was bad with titles today.
This is a revenge-themed sequel, and every week we start with a question about revenge.
This
George.
is not a revenge-themed sequel. Tim,
Wait,
start this whole thing. Start this whole podcast over. What was this a revenge-themed sequel to, Tim?
No, we're going to make a revenge
We're going to make
sequel.
one. Yeah.
Yes.
Tim,
I'm saying
language.
This podcast is revenge-themed. It starts with the age-old question about revenge.
Starts with
which has,
yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's hear
George,
it. Let's hear it. This is
little
Tim's favorite
Bobby.
part.
Little Bobby.
Yep.
Did he ever get revenge on his therapist, who successfully cured him of wetting his bed at night, but didn't prepare him for bring your mattress to school day? Huh?
I don't get it.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I honestly don't.
It's Seddy Bimco Part 2, The Revenge. The show where we create revenge sequels that nobody wanted.
So he cured him of wetting his bed. So
at night,
if little Bobby brings the mattress to school.
I specifically said he cured him of wetting his bed at night.
Oh, so you're saying
Didn't
he brings
him.
his mattress to school and then pisses on it at school? Is that the joke?
Yeah, constantly.
That's a real
Teacher's
Tim.
like, come on, stop that.
That
You got to read between the lines.
No,
or the sheets, as it is.
You gotta bring the horse to water so I can take a drink. You just set me loose in the Gobi Desert and like go swim. I'm like, what? Tim.
Yes.
No. No.
That's good. I started with a bad joke. You know what the first joke was?
God, what? That's the bad one. Let's hear it. Yeah.
He still woke up. He cured him of wetting the bed at night, but he still woke up with poop in his pillowcase. See,
that's
not good.
That's direct. I thought it was gonna be. But unfortunately, then he started shitting the bed. The people at home, if we had listeners, they would be like, "Oh, that's a rich jest." No, bringing a mattress to school, nobody's going to assume like, well, logically, he no longer pees at night, so he's going to carry his mattress to school, set up in front of everybody, and urinate on it. Probably not. No, nobody makes that connection but you.
Bring your mattress to school day. That's bad because he learned not to urinate on it at night.
I know, but like.
It's embarrassing.
Like he can't. It's compulsive. He sees a mattress. If it's not at nighttime, he has to pee on it.
Everybody,
what happens? Tim,
all the kids got their mattresses. He's the only one peeing on it.
Little Bobby, he's at home. It's a Saturday, right?
Yes.
He realizes I need to get a T-shirt because I dressed in this sweater. It's too warm. He sees his bed. Does he? It's like let's say it's 11 a.m. Does he uncontrollably piss on this bed because it's not night? Is that what? That's what your joke is positing.
That bastard.
And you're joking. You're Mr. Logical.
You're Mr. Your jokes don't make sense.
You just have a friend. When you were little, didn't you have a friend who wet the bed at night?
Yeah, it was probably you.
No, you didn't know me then.
Also, you weren't little when I was little. You were very old already.
I went anyway. Hey.
Yeah,
it's Seddy Bimco. Let's get through the song. I'm Tim Hamilton. This is George O'Connor.
I'm George O'Connor.
Ooh.
Neither one of us are bedwetters, right, Tim?
Nope. I would tell you if I was. At least. I didn't. But I never understood that.
If Tim sees it during the day, though, he pees on that bed. That's why producer Mrs. Lee has to keep you locked in the closet all day. Yeah.
Yep, all day.
All day long. And then she lets you out just for recording and then straps you into bed. Because if you get up at night, trouble ensues.
I used to be, a sleepwalker. That was me. I slept walked. I got up, tried to put my clothes on until I realized it was my sheets. I did things like that.
What was your craziest misadventure as a somnambulist?
Oh, I've done that. Remember, I was down south at my uncle's house, and I woke up in the yard, walking down the sidewalk towards the road. A truck went by, woke me up.
Wow,
that was scary. I just
went pretty scary.
Inside, never told my parents because you're a kid.
Did you tell your uncle?
I'm going to be in trouble. No, he wouldn't have cared.
He's like, good.
This is the South.
So
they didn't care if you sleptwalk. They didn't believe in it.
No, they didn't believe in it.
They'd just take you to the church, get the devils out of you.
And they put a white sheet on you. Whoa, not everybody down south is in the clan, Tim.
They just got the devil's out of you, as I'm saying.
The devil. We're a good
No
podcast.
white sheets involved.
No, because your sheets were stained with urine. Oh, they were yellow sheets.
I never did it.
It all comes together. Liar. Fucking liar.
I would tell you.
Folks,
I went
invite
camping
you.
with two
I
brothers.
invite you to, yeah?
And one of them was a bedwetter. And when you're little kids, like 7, it was like, I want to sleep with Tim tonight. No, it's my turn to sleep with Tim tonight. They're 2 brothers, that kind of thing. And I was like, oh, no.
They were big brothers. They wanted to sleep with you?
2 brothers. But they're around my age. One was 1 year older.
Okay.
But we're 7. So it's like, he's sleeping over. I want him to sleep with me. No, I want him to sleep with me. You're kids. So I was like, oh, no, it's my turn to sleep with the one who wets the bed. Because that was always scary.
Oh, wow. That's
he would wet the bed, and I'd wake up.
See,
and it was a big drama with his mom and me.
Oh, it's not your brother. I thought you said your brothers.
Friends that were brothers. Friends that were brothers.
Okay, Tim.
So when I
what's
slept
going on
over,
today with
what's going on today?
Now it makes sense.
My computer broke down. We're all we're frazzled.
Yeah, we should say it. This is a emergency rescheduling of Seddy Bimco. We're recording later than Tim prefers. He's
fine.
Normally in bed by now.
Sleepwalking.
Yeah,
not
sleepwalking.
wetting it. I'm not
definitely
wetting
not,
it.
Definitely not a sleep pisser. Tim, in order to stay up later, how many more controlled substances did you have to take today?
Took nothing. I took a cold shower because it's hot
dirty
here right now.
Fucking lie. It is hot.
You want to complain about anything? I've taken up the time with bedwetting.
I want to complain about the way that you took up our time with bedwetting. That's what I want to complain about. Let's share a little story of our lives. Tim and I.
How about bed vomiting?
No.
Okay.
I want to talk. So this week, we had a rarer than it should be get together of our core group of buds. We went to a local bar and we played video games. It was a fun time. Wouldn't you say so, Tim?
I would say.
You would stay?
I would say.
What?
Video games.
Tim, what happened today, Tim?
I would say so.
Yeah.
I never got good at video games, so I'm like, well, I'm wasting this quarter.
What is
I'm okay at Tapper? That's fun.
Tapper, that's your game? That's the one where it's like you're a bartender.
Yeah.
Kind of weird that they had that in arcades for kids, right?
It is. Oh, do you remember the Jaws themed one? I wish they had that one still. What was it called?
Was it called Jaws?
I don't think they could get the copyright. You never played this? You were a shark. You ate people. You don't remember this game?
I remember playing a game on my Intellivision that was called Shark Shark.
And you ate
that
people?
Being said, you ate bigger fishes, and then there was a shark. I don't think you were a shark, but you got bigger than the shark. You could eat the shark.
Okay. Don't remember that. But you were going to say something?
I don't know. Who knows? Let's just start talking about the movie. Tim, introduce this movie to us, please. Let's do it.
Sometimes.
Yep.
Aunt
Sometimes
Martha
dead is better.
does dreadful things. There, I got the title right.
Wow.
1971.
Yep.
You know what happened in 1971, George? I got some history.
Something Beatles, something Star Trek,
Charles Manson is convicted, George.
Wow. Okay.
But the weird thing, Dr. James Bedford becomes the first person to be cryoconically. How do you say that word?
Cryonically?
He froze his body. So
Isn't it cryogenics?
It doesn't say cryogenic here, and I cut and pasted it. Cryonically preserved with the intent of future resuscitation. And he's still frozen today.
Wow.
Who pays for that?
I guess his estate.
How rich you got to be.
I wonder how well preserved he is.
I know.
And is it the full body or is it just the head?
It must be the whole body. He wants to get resuscitated.
It's not cryogenically?
Yeah, but I cut and pasted it.
And but what was your source?
CRYONICALLY. Cryonically preserved. Maybe that's what they said back then. And I cut and pasted it.
Yeah, maybe it's something different.
George, Wikipedia. They don't get anything wrong.
Yeah, never. I mean, they got rid of your entry.
Yes, they did. I like to think when he wakes up. No, I don't know.
Tim, there is too. There's cryogenics and cryonics. And cryopreservation. and chronic smoking. This is already by far our worst episode.
No.
And knowing what we saw,
Bedwetting.
I don't think it's getting any better.
Come on.
Yeah.
I love this movie. This is a cult
Right.
classic, and I loved it.
Really?
Hey, George,
okay, I actually
how
wanted to ask
this?
you about that.
It's,
yeah, okay.
It's about two over-the-top eccentric fugitives. They become roommates in Miami to avoid the law, while one dresses as the other's aunt in drag, leading to deception and murder. And I think hilarity. Don't you? It was funny stuff.
It was interesting. So
And
I have
Wayne Crawford. Oh, do you have some facts about them?
well, you go on.
Wayne Crawford, who played Stanley, the man who doesn't dress in drag. He dresses only in snakeskin pants.
And an open vest.
He co-wrote and co-produced the movie Valley Girl. I saw that.
Wow.
I think
Yeah,
everyone
he is,
else in this movie is like nothing else. No other.
Oh, there was not a lot of blue links in the Wikipedia for this. So it was produced, written, and directed by a person named Thomas Casey, who worked in other. It's the only movie they directed, but they did work on some other films like Blood Feast and a few movies here and there. Even like I didn't write them all down, but there was definitely at least one that we've seen before in Seddy Bimco, where he worked as a camera person or something. The appeal of this movie, for me, largely, it was set and shot in Miami, like the suburbs largely. But
and was it really?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
It was actually filmed at this one on Wikipedia. They talk about this one movie studio that is since defunct. They filmed it at, and on IMDb you could click on the link, and it was 2 films ever filmed there. I'm like, what sort of movie studio is this?
Which ones do you remember?
I think it was Blood Feast.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. I want to read a description of this movie from a website called Enzian, which seems to be a kind of cool movie theater down in Florida. Shout out to Enzian.
Enzian.
Yeah, Enzian.
Okay.
Dropping somewhere between Pink Flamingos, Blood Feast, and an episode of The Brady Bunch on acid, Sometimes Aunt Martha Does Dreadful Things is a histrionic psychodrama that could only have originated in the alternate dimension known as Florida.
Yes.
That kind of worked. There was parts when I'm like, is this the Brady Bunch house this is filming in? And my big takeaway, this is my quote on what this movie is like. It was like a feature-length Kids in the Hall section without jokes.
Yeah. Well, there's some jokes.
It was
There's a couple jokes.
Really? You'll have to tell me when we come up to that.
Hey, I thought the whole thing they were being subtly funny in a way.
I don't know that it's a weird film, and so I did some deep dive in this. This film does have some I think notoriety implies bad, but it's noteworthy in that it does depict at least a nominally homosexual couple. And it's considered an important film in queer studies in some degrees. I also think it's got a great title. Like when you told me this like last week, I'm like, ooh, and it made me think of other movies like John Dies at the End or Tucker and Dale vs. Evil, where I'm like my favorite Tucker and Dale vs. Evil is actually a pretty good movie, but the title's so good it makes me like the movie. And calling this Sometimes on Aunt Martha Does Dreadful Things, that's the best thing this movie did.
It didn't remind me of Tootsie? Not that movie?
I mean, in the fact that there's a man dressed up as a woman, yes. And we can let's list every movie where a man dresses as a woman.
No, I got them all saved up. Some Like It Hot.
Yep, Some Like It Hot. Yeah, what else, Jim?
That's about it, right?
That's it. There's
only Nuns on the Run. Nuns on the Run.
Nuns on the Yep, that's one. Mm-hmm.
And I would like to say up front, this movie doesn't really make fun of this guy for wearing a dress. Really, it doesn't get goofy about it. He just wears it. He dresses like a woman. They never make stupid, goofy jokes about it.
No,
I think they were making a secret kind of gay movie back then. They couldn't come out and say it.
It's weird. It's.
We'll talk about.
I wouldn't say it's a good depiction of homosexuality or queerness or anything. It's certainly problematic.
Because Stanley maybe doesn't know if he's gay, but we'll talk about that.
Stanley, I couldn't decide if he was brain damaged.
I know, yes.
Because the character, everyone keeps talking about him, he's oh, Stanley. So, okay. Tim said it. So basically there's these 2 people. There's Stanley, who I guess he's a bit of a pretty boy hippie.
He's like a teenage boy in a lot of ways.
And he's definitely not. He's 30 for sure.
But he acts like one.
I think he is supposed to be a teenager.
Oh,
though.
okay. Yeah.
I think
okay.
I think it's just the example of like the 70s. Everyone looked like
Okay.
old shit. And then there's Paul, who is also the titular Aunt Martha. Paul is a bit older. He is turning in one hell of a performance, and I'm pretty surprised to see this is the only movie this guy ever did.
Yeah.
He had I would describe his voice as almost hypnotic, the way he talks in this. He always talks in this way, like he is an older woman admonishing you, even in the instances when he is not dressed up. It was quite a thing. It was like there was a real rhythm to it that, like, I think it hypnotized me.
He was always uptight because he's always upset with Stanley.
Yeah.
It's like he's Stanley's mom and Stanley's a teenage boy. That's pretty much, that's why I thought it was kind of funny.
And to everybody, so they're in hiding because Mrs. Johnson got killed. We never find out really what happened. We're led to believe, at least initially.
Flashback.
I missed that. Are you serious?
In red, yeah. Paul, who dresses up as her, stabs. You can see like the red flashback where he's stabbing her.
No, that's not. He kills the other woman. I didn't think they showed him killing Mrs. Johnson.
Wait, who's Mrs. Johnson? I thought you meant the
Mrs.
aunt,
Johnson
the
is
original
okay.
aunt.
Yeah, no. Mrs. Johnson is the woman that they are in hiding for killing.
Okay.
I know that on Wikipedia it actually says they robbed a bank. There's no evidence of that in the movie.
They just have jewels.
There is. Is there some with jewels? You're right, or is that something else I was watching?
I don't know. Yeah, they have jewels in a little case.
Okay, there was some. I guess they probably killed a woman and stole her jewels, because you remember Paul, who is the one who dresses up as Aunt Martha, has actually convinced the possibly brain damaged Stanley. Oh, Paul Stanley. It's like Kiss.
Yes.
That Stanley killed her.
Yes.
And he like at one point he even shows her the knife, and shows Stanley the knife, and Stanley's like, I used that to kill Mrs. Johnson. And Paul's like, yeah, when you do your drugs, you go crazy.
But when Aunt Martha, Paul walked into that room, he had a red flashback. You saw that though, right? Where he's stabbing a woman in that bedroom. I think he killed whoever was Aunt Martha. Or
maybe that was probably Mrs. Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's confusing because there's a neighbor who likes to come and visit them. And like, did she know that woman who lived there before? And she thinks Paul is that woman now?
No, my take on it, like they are in hiding in Miami because they fled Baltimore where the killing happened.
Okay. All right.
So my take on it is they killed her. It's probably him remembering killing Mrs. Johnson
for
whatever reason, probably the jewels. And they rented this place. They're moving there. The neighbor. Okay, let's go through the characters really quickly. We've covered Paul and Stanley.
Mrs. Baxter. Right?
Who?
Mrs. Baxter is their neighbor. Yeah.
Are you sure about that? No,
I wrote down Mrs. Baxter somewhere.
Because I wrote down Mrs. Adams.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Well, okay, let's just say we don't know. Her name is definitely Mary. I know that's her first name. She is the neighbor. She seems to be in her late 40s, though it's the 70s, so God only knows. She does have a daughter who seems to be about 20, so that would stand to reason.
Who's a nurse?
She has recently been remarried, but the husband has left because it didn't work out. But she's pregnant, and it seems to be making her brain damage.
Did you know she was pregnant at first? Because she was walking like Frankenstein. I was like, what's wrong with her?
Yeah, there wasn't a good establishing shot of her belly. I'm like, she's walking like a woman who's about to give birth. And they eventually show that she's pregnant. But you're right. There's not like a good establishing shot where they show, hey, this woman has the curvature of belly associated with late term pregnancy. No, she just walks like Frankenstein's monster or a zombie. You're right. Let's see. That's like the first
That's why it's like a sitcom. She's the nosy neighbor. She's always coming over. Like,
yeah.
Aunt Martha.
And she has a daughter who is maybe friends with Stanley.
Stanley's into the girls because we open the movie where he's at the beach and he calls up Paul and taunts him. I don't know why he's taunting him because Paul wants him to stay home and stay out, doesn't want the police to see him.
Yeah.
And stay away from girls. Because he says, I hope you get the clap.
Bastard.
Yep. And let's also address this.
What's the clap, George, for people who are younger?
It's this. That's the clap.
That's what they called a venereal disease in 1971, the clap.
That was chlamydia, right?
I guess so.
Let's see. Tim, you've had every VD known to man.
Yes.
Let's see. The clap.
You old enough to remember that ad that was on TV with the woman singing, it's the number one fact of life. VD gets around. That was a good ad. I like that song.
I'm sure it was. I love that, like, little little Tim listening to this, not knowing what it was, just grooving up, be like, yeah, this is awesome. And your mom's like drinking straight, rubbing alcohol in the corner, just trying to make the pain go away.
Manhattan.
So Stanley is at the beach with this girl. She's got very blonde hair. Quite pretty, I thought.
Yeah, all the girls are pretty.
They're running around doing stuff, and then she's like,
judge all the
running
women.
around. And she's like, I want to go back. Oh wait, I forgot the other people. So there's her, the blonde girl. That's maybe Stanley's girlfriend. There's various hippies that hang out in the shed on their property. I was kind of.
Yeah, there's a shed behind the house, and that's where Paul hid his jewels in the fireplace. We see that. But he takes them and hides them in the house. Yeah. He holds them. He says, my precious.
And then there's a guy, there's a place, and he puts them on and turns them invisible. There's a guy who runs a place called the Pizza Palace where apparently...
George is called Dino's. I have this written because I like Dino's.
It was Dino's Pizza
Palace. When he
Palace.
answers the phone, he says Dino's Pizza Palace.
Yeah.
And George,
so his name,
did you see how much a small pizza costs?
I did. I didn't write it down.
$1.35. Small pizza. Wow. Hamburger, 95 cents.
You know how much that...
Am I playing the currency corner?
George's currency corner. Do it, yeah. 95 cents in 1971. You want to guess what the spending power of that is today, Tim?
$7. That's what a hamburger is.
$3 million.
You didn't do your research.
I didn't do my research, Tim.
Because a hamburger, I don't buy a hamburger. What's a hamburger cost at McDonald's? Do you know? I don't go there.
95 cents.
Today?
95 cents, yep.
It is not. I was
at McDonald's just earlier today. I popped that 95 cents. I'm like, give me a hamburger. They said, yes, sir.
Was the ice cream machine working?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
You didn't do your research.
I didn't do my
research.
research.
This down
Tim,
for you.
I will say this movie, it was one of those movies where like almost as soon as it started, I'm like, oh, I'm not taking notes.
What did you think? Did you like Dino's? Those are like a poster of a woman in a swimsuit just taped on the wall. Did you notice?
I did read in trivia that apparently that is a famous protest poster from a 1968 event from New York City.
That was the poster at their house. It's a naked woman divided up like a piece of meat. That was a protest poster. But at Dino's, there was like a woman in a bikini just taped on the wall of a restaurant.
I mean, Tim, have you ever been to Miami? That tracks.
Okay.
Still to this day.
I was there. I was at the Miami Book Fair.
You were. You're right. And you had just come out of dinner and you got attacked. All right.
I was there when I don't want to bring him up.
Yeah, and you've already done them in previous episodes.
I saw Trump sign his book? And he hired people to act like it was a big deal. But also,
he signed a copy for you.
Grandson of Bram Stoker.
Bram Stoker, yep.
He hired people. I could tell.
Yep.
Women were like, hey, look who's here.
It's Bram Stoker, yep.
I've talked about this. I have one story.
On this very podcast, yes. Yeah, not this particular episode.
What else happened in Miami? That's about it.
You did so much cocaine that your nose melted.
I met the guy who drew Richie Rich. One of the people who, you know,
is Richie Rich still published?
10 years ago. No, he was doing it when Marvel owned. Cut this.
Marvel never owned Richie Rich.
No, they owned the rights to Star Comics, and they did Richie Rich and something else.
No, they didn't do Richie Rich. They did Planetary.
All right, go cut it out. Cut this out. Give me an edit.
Cut it out. It's already the worst episode. All right.
That bastard.
I've been to Miami Book Fair. There.
All right. I don't remember talking about.
Had a fun time.
Tim, I'm gonna interrupt this, Tim.
Yeah. I want to go
on. I want to move on. I'm giving you a list.
What's your list
right
about?
Now. This is some of the dreadful things that Aunt Martha does sometimes.
Already?
Got to do something. All right. Number 1, murders people, obviously.
Okay.
Number 2, consistently spells all right as 2 words.
I do that.
Yeah, see? Number 3, goes to the circus and goes in the room that they keep all the little people wrapped up in. And then she crop dusts all the little people. And because that's right at her, that's terrible, right?
That is terrible.
That's awful. She's a horrible person. Number 4, of the dreadful thing, some of the dreadful things that Aunt Martha does sometimes. She makes incessant references to the faulty exhaust port in the Death Star in Star Wars.
I do that. That's awful.
Yeah. Number 5, she wears socks to bed.
Ooh, nobody does that.
Yeah. Actually, I saw somebody doing that recently. It really bothered me.
I dated a woman who did that. And I was like, why?
Yeah, some people do. Gross. Your feet are sweaty. Number 6, when ordering fast food, She doesn't look at the posted menu even once until it's her turn to get up there and order. And then she sits up at the counter going, well, let me see for like 5 minutes until deciding ultimately to go to another place.
Nice. I like that.
Number 7, she leaves the toilet seat up after popping a mean squat.
Oof.
Yeah.
Does she live with another woman who hates that? I mean,
she
a
lives with
woman.
Stanley.
This is Stanley.
She lives with Stanley.
Sorry.
But Stanley always falls in anyway because he's just brain damaged. Number 8, Aunt Martha puts ketchup on her eggs.
Oof.
Yeah. And number 9 of some of the dreadful things that Aunt Martha does sometimes, she sets back depictions of homosexuality in movies by at least 50 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because this movie was 50 years ago. That'd be so hard.
That's why I chose it. All right.
I do want to mention,
Yep.
Stanley does bring that girl home.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley seems brain damaged or very high. And she's like,
possibly
on,
both.
Let's go to bed. Let's go to bed. And he's like very uninterested until she reaches for his zipper of his pants. And this is a pattern with Stanley. He just freaks out.
Yep.
Doesn't want
Yeah, it's really weird.
this lady to get near his zipper.
Like, he seems like he's into girls for the most part, but like there is this thing. I guess it's probably to show either he's grappling with his homosexuality.
That's what I thought.
But like, yeah, it happens more than once in this movie where like there's a scene of Stanley laying on his back in his snakeskin pants, and some like nubile young woman is like pulling, just that, not knowing how pants work. None of them think just to undo the belt and unzip. They're always just like tearing at it like there's some sort of yeti. And then he just freaks out and like has a big flip out.
Well, they're snakeskin, George.
Is that why?
Well, I have a list of reasons why Stanley's upset when girls reach for his snakeskin zipper pants.
Why you did that? I'm going to take a little nap. So all right,
Hey, I listened to yours.
No, you didn't.
I did
All
too.
right,
I added
what's the
to
list,
it.
Tim? Let's hear it. What's the list?
Well, he's embarrassed because that time he did a lot of LSD and a woman stole one of his testicles, thus leaving him with only 2. His underpants is where he keeps his favorite issue of Snakeskin Pants Monthly.
Question.
Now you have a question.
Yes. Go back to number 1. Was his third testicle, why was it detachable?
You and your logic. LSD,
Was it just
George.
in his pocket?
Put the clues together. Took LSD.
So,
She stole one of them. He only had 2 left.
was it a similar thing like when you put like your thumb between your index finger and your middle finger? I got your nose. She's like, I got your ball sack, and he's like, no, my third nut.
You got it. You figured it out.
All right, good. That's good. And then then because of the daytime, he pissed on his mattress. Right?
He did.
Yeah, because he can't. You have to. He'd been weaned off bedwetting at night, which of course meant whenever he sees a mattress in the day, he has to urinate.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I get it now. It's all funny.
And the third reason, he only unzips his pants when he needs to count to 11.
Because he counts on his 2 extra balls. They count as 1.
And he has no toes. He's got hoofs. You never saw his feet.
Did we? We should mention the fact that he's a satyr. Did we not bring that up?
We didn't bring that up.
He's actually. This was filmed in mythological Greece. It's weird.
And he never changes his clothes.
Nope.
Jean jacket, snakeskin pants.
No, geez, it's just a vest, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I tell you what, he doesn't wear a shirt. You see his hairy belly the whole movie.
Yep. He's a teenager.
Yep. I mean, or something, or 30. Who could tell? He's brain damaged or just really high. He's straight but gay. I mean, he's a lot of things.
Well, they sleep together. Did you notice that?
Yep.
They get into bed just for a moment.
In the smallest bed of like
old woman's bed.
It's a twin bed. There's no way that like that's got to be the worst sleep ever. And it's audibly creaky on the film. Yeah. I'm like, they get in there, creak creak. I'm like, come on.
So, yeah, that's the humor. I think just that that Paul, dressed as a woman, treats him like he's his mother because he drinks milk out of the canister. Yep. They get in a fight in the kitchen because he's a slob.
He's really like so. Yeah, the whole dynamic, like where Paul / Aunt Martha is acting like she is a middle-aged authority figure woman, like his Aunt Martha, and then Stanley is the most hapless idiot. And I want to address like just the most ridiculous thing about this whole movie, which it's up in the air if this is meant to be a comedy or not. I kind of think it wasn't. I think it was meant to just be like a way of depicting a queer relationship in a way they could, but also getting some murder in there.
Yeah.
The whole idea behind they're on the run because of this murder, which was committed in Baltimore.
Or robbery. I'm not sure.
Well, it's a
I'm not
robbery
sure.
that turns into a murder.
Okay.
They definitely say that they killed Mrs. Johnson because
All right, yeah.
Paul keeps trying to convince Stanley he did it, and it turns out, of course, Paul, the guy who we see murder people multiple times, is the one who did it. He dresses up as the aunt as part of their disguise because people are looking for these two men who killed this woman and fled.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, they will find one young man and his elderly aunt, and they'll be like, okay, that's not the people. However, and even they make a big deal. He's like, you have to keep your hair short because you had long hair in that high school picture when this happened, which seems to be evidence that he was a teenager still.
Yeah.
He still, like Paul, Aunt Martha, still lets Stanley drive around in his giant psychedelically painted van.
Hippie van.
Big hippie van.
It's
which
easy to spot.
Literally leads to a guy, Hubert, who's this heroin-addicted old man that they knew somehow from Baltimore.
He's probably 30, but he looks like he's 60.
He looks like trash. He shows up. He finds them because he's going by, and he's like, I guess, small country. He's like, hey, that's their car.
Well, he goes to Dino's first. I don't know exactly.
Hangs out at Dino's for a few days, yeah, because he saw the van parked up front. Because in some way or another, Stanley is apparently employed at this pizza shop, even though he just doesn't show up for work for days at a time. And like as I mentioned, I don't know if I made this clear. He's clearly cognitively disabled. Like I don't think this guy could dress himself.
We should say, by the way.
Yep.
Here, I'm the one that said talk about the funny stuff in the movie. We should say that Paul catches the girl with Stanley in bed. She's topless and everything. By the way,
she's completely nude.
Cablasto, if he wants to see a
completely
nude
nude Cablasto.
And he chases her out of the house. And for some reason, there's a street in front of the house. She runs into the woods behind the house to get away.
Doesn't make any sense. No
sense. And and Paul kills her, stabs her.
And for those of you, like, whenever people get killed, which they do at several points in this movie, it kind of, like, the film kind of polarizes and the camera will spin and stuff and they'll play, like, weird music.
Well, did you see that cool shot of the one killing? Did you look away?
I mean, you know me, whenever what?
Well, when he kills another woman with a shovel, the camera does this thing where it, like, moves backwards. He like, his whole body moves back like he was on a platform.
Yeah,
it was a cool shot.
They do, like, a rack thing that,
Pretty cool shot.
The thing, I will say this, like, I mean, this movie was pretty well shot. Yep. Like, it's kind of surprising, all things considered, that this is the only film all these people did for the most part. Because it does have relatively good production values. It's a cheap as fuck movie, but it's pretty well shot.
A lot of it's inside where I guess they didn't have to have a license. A lot of it's in that house. Bedrooms.
Dude, Tim, supposedly this is filmed at that studio, so I think that house was the studio.
What? Oh, so
if you think about it, it looks like sets, so you never see one wall.
I didn't even think of that. I thought they were in a house.
Yeah, no, there is some external. There's the house you see a lot, and then you see the shack a lot.
Yes.
Yep.
So, you're talking about cutting his hair and like ridiculous stuff happens. Stanley built a barricade in the doorway with chairs and a table because he didn't want to have Paul cut his hair, and Paul can't get through. And I'm like, you can knock that over.
Not a lot happens in this film, really, which is...
No, they fight a lot.
It's just them fighting a lot, and it's always invariably Stanley acting like he's like a brain-damaged 8-year-old, and Paul being like, young man, you have to stop that. And sometimes he's dressed up as Aunt Martha, and sometimes he's dressed up as Aunt Martha without the wig on, and sometimes he's just dressed up as Paul. It's a lot.
Stanley
in fact, I'm going to interrupt. I'm interrupting, Tim.
You're interrupting for a list?
A list. This is some of the times that Aunt Martha does dreadful things at.
Well, again?
All right. No, last time it was some of the dreadful things that Aunt Martha does sometimes.
Okay.
This is some of the times that Aunt Martha does dreadful things at. So number one, 9:32 a.m.
Okay.
Sometimes just does dreadful things then.
When we record. What a
Number
coincidence.
2. Oh, it is weird. Number 2, Dreadfuline. It's like a Halloween, but like Dreadfuline.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Number 3, the same bat time, same bat channel. That's one of the times that some of the times Aunt Martha does dreadful things at.
Oh, and at Harriet.
Number 4, Morris Day.
Morris Day.
Yeah, get it? Morris Day?
Morris Day.
Morris Day in the Time.
Morris Day in the
From
Time.
Purple Rain. Anyway.
Okay.
Number 5, some of the times that Aunt Martha does dreadful things at. Don't say old. That's
old
from
reference from the 80s.
How fucking dare you? All right. Number 5, half past the cow's ass, a quarter to its balls. That's one of the times she does dreadful things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 6, this one's for you, Tim, because you wouldn't understand any of these other references. They're too recent. Howdy Doody time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
Awesome.
I know Howdy Doody. I was only 80 when that came on. Number 7, some of the times that Aunt Martha does dreadful things at. Whenever she damn well pleases, Tim.
Nice. I agree.
Yeah. And number 8, the final, some of the times that Aunt Martha does dreadful things at. Time for you to get a goddamn watch.
Nice.
Nice. Done. All right.
Not that time of the month. Come on, George.
Tim. Do you really think that's the place of 2 white gentlemen to be saying?
No.
No, I don't think
Sorry.
so either, Tim. Yeah, think about it. We did. Folks, if you
So-
want to lodge your complaint
Write
against
us.
Tim and his
I dare you.
insensitivity, write us at Seddy Bimco with an E at the end at gmail.com.
I dare you
Make
to
sure you
write us.
address it to Tim male chauvinist pig Hamilton.
Right.
I came up with one that was empowering to women. Whatever she wants, she could do it. You're like, how would they chat with the women with this stuff?
That bastard.
So, of course, because Stanley is brain damaged, he brings Hubert, this drug-addicted 30-year-old man, home. And, of course, Paul's
But
angry at him.
let's stress,
What?
although he is almost certainly only 30, by today's standards, he's 75.
Yes.
He looks like ass.
The one thing I hated about him the most is he's sitting. This is what people did in the 50s. He's sitting in bed with an electric razor, just shaving. That's what people did in the 60s. They were monsters.
That's what people do
Electric
in New York
shave.
City. I see people do that in the subway.
Well, that's okay. It's not in the
The
bed.
same guys who cut their fucking fingernails. Ugh.
People who shave in bed pee in their bed.
Folks, you don't know. In New York City, there's a certain type of guy, probably about in his 60s. He just sits there and he just cuts his nails
Yep.
in the fucking subway. Just little pieces, like a fucking beast, leaving chunks of his body around.
Flying into people's burritos that they're trying to eat on Subway.
You know what?
Their bubble
Let's
tea.
go back and add that to some of the dreadful things Aunt Martha does
Yeah.
sometimes.
She
Cuts
does
her
that too.
fucking nails on the New York City subway like a goddamn animal. Hey, and if you're somebody who does that, first off, fuck yourself. Second off, write to us and admit to it at seddybimco@gmail.com.
You know what, George? We're
What?
talking about Hubert.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Hubert.
One thing about Hubert, he had really bushy eyebrows. Did you see them?
He sure did, man. They were like Wilford Brimley level.
They were so bushy, George.
How bushy were they, Tim?
So bushy that John Lennon and Yoko had sex on one of them for a week and he never noticed.
Did they famously have sex in a bush?
No, in a bag, plastic bag. So supposedly,
bag.
after doing some LSD. Don't know if that's true.
Plastic bag. That would suck.
I know.
I don't even like right now it's summer. I don't even like to touch plastic because as soon as I do, I start sweating.
Well, they were so bushy,
Sweating.
eventually both of his eyebrows left Hubert's face and they formed the band ZZ Top.
Okay. Nice.
They were so bushy, George, that one
How bushy
day
were they?
13 dwarves, one wizard, and a hobbit walked into them and they were captured by wood elves. That's it.
Jesus Christ.
That's how.
Any more?
Nope, that's how bushy they were. I stick to 3s.
Why?
You go to 7. That's a bad number.
I do
bad
more.
luck.
I don't think any of mine was.
You went to 7.
I got one for you. His eyebrows were so bushy, Tim. They left his face and became the 41st and 43rd presidents of the United States of America. How's that, huh?
That's good.
They're so
Got
bushy they made baked beans. How's that, huh?
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, that's all I got. And so there's a big drama there, right? Because Hubert, Hubert
He's
knew
there.
them from Baltimore.
Yeah.
Hubert knew Stanley from Baltimore, and as Paul in his Aunt Martha guys points out, he's like, he knew me too. I would go in that store, which makes me believe that the Mrs. Johnson they killed probably ran a jewelry store or a pawn shop or
Yeah.
something. They killed her, took her from that. So he came down there. So he knew the murder victim. He knew them then. But weirdly, he becomes sort of a confidant to, even though Aunt Martha / Paul is really concerned about being there, they kind of hang out and get drunk together.
Well, they make a deal. They're like, neither of us wants to see the police, so let's both be quiet and hide out here.
Yeah, and Paul, Hubert basically, because he's a heroin addict, even though he is I think we all have a mental image of our head of our heroin addicts thinking Iggy Pop or something.
Yes.
This guy looks like Fish from Barney Miller. He's like an old chubby guy. Fish wasn't even chubby.
Fish was tall.
Oh, so I don't know.
You're thinking
Look,
this is like a Lou Costello guy.
This is what happens
Lou Costello,
when I try to
people.
use an old man reference for your benefit. I use it wrong.
Hey, you kids,
Lou Costello. That's even
you know
kids.
Fatty Arbuckle, kids? He's like him.
Yeah.
Only he has hair and big bags under his eyes and wrinkly skin.
Yeah. He's an old wrinkly.
He's
Not fat, chubby guy.
He's snooping around the house looking for stuff when they're not around. Is basically what happens.
Yeah. He's looking for the jewels, presumably.
He seems to be teamed up with the woman from Dino's because she comes snooping around later, and he sees her. He's like, "Shh, not now. Come back later." Remember?
Well, if you remember when they first meet him, he's introduced in a scene at Dino's because Stanley doesn't show up and they're talking and he tells him stuff.
He's at Dino's at a booth shaving. Yeah, that's where we meet him.
Can we end this? Can we
About
wrap this
what?
up?
Shaving?
Just end this whole podcast. Have we mentioned that at several points women are brought home by Stanley and then they are killed by Paul? Like you said,
yeah, the woman from the pizza shop, she gets killed that night.
Yeah, we don't never see what he does with the bodies either, which is weird.
I thought we were going to find out.
Yeah, I thought that would have been something. Yep. And it's at first I thought that this was something Stanley was in on, but like Stanley keeps going to work and be like, "Hey, has Tina showed up for work again?"
Right.
Nope, she hasn't been back since you guys went on that date and you spaced out. And then, yeah.
Yep. He does not know anything.
Nope.
So
there's this whole big moment where like Paul / Aunt Martha and Hubert get drunk and Paul realizes that he's been very mean to Stanley. So he goes into the shed to apologize to Stanley. While he's gone, Hubert starts ransacking the house looking for the jewels.
Finds them.
He finds the jewels.
Tries to run out the door. Stanley grabs his arm. So he's outside, but his arm's in the door. Yeah. And rather than like just helping him pull in, like this old man heroin addict who like literally had passed out in earlier scenes because he's dying, Paul's like, "Hold him, I'm gonna go get my gun." Runs upstairs, you're dressed up like Mrs. Doubtfire, gets the gun, chases him out into the street and shoots him to death on a golf cart. Wait, you missed an important part. The lady who's either called Mrs. Baxter or Mrs.
Oh my God,
Adams,
how did I miss this part?
She wanted to make a birthday cake for Stanley. She's all concerned about this. She's bringing the birthday cake, and Hubert, running away, runs her over. And she's like, "No, my baby."
And you're thinking he needs in a car. No, he runs out the door, crushes into this 40-something-year-old pregnant lady, and kind of kills her. Just falls on her. And it's funny because Aunt Martha chases Hubert to the golf course and shoots him, kills him.
In a sand trap, George. Important.
Broad daylight in the sand trap. Yeah. He goes, "This is under par." Or, I don't know.
There's no
what's
jokes
a good
like
joke?
that.
There's no jokes. But meanwhile, this is the most. I couldn't believe I was watching this.
Quite a plot.
So it's like you're like, what's going on? Stanley runs out to Mary. Mary Adams. Tim had Mary Higgins or something. Baxter.
Brings her to the shed.
And he's like, "Oh no!" Yeah, he carries her to the shed, and she's going, just from having not even a huge, like Hubert's like 4 foot tall. He's a little guy, like having a guy fall on him, but she's like
Danny
dying.
DeVito. That's who he's like, right? Danny DeVito.
You're right. He's like a slightly taller Danny DeVito. Yeah,
dressed up like the Penguin.
Yeah, and he's and he bites her nose off. No, and then coming back from murdering the Hubert, Paul comes into the shed, and like in the corner is a distraught looking Stanley. And he's like, "Did you shoot him?" And Paul's like, "Yup." He's like, "Is he dead?" He goes, "I sure hope so." And then he sees that in the corner is at the bed on the shed is like the neighbor, Mary, just fucking dead.
Yep.
And then she's all like, it's a pretty gruesome shot of her face, but like, ugh. And then we see that because the last thing she had said to Stanley before she died from being falled on by a Danny DeVito lookalike was, "Save my baby."
Right.
So he took like a hedge cutter and cut open her baby and is holding this we never see the baby, but he's holding something we're meant to be as the baby.
Something
it's
bloody.
Alive. Yeah. And he's like, "We have to save the baby." But like, so I'm like,
Stanley's
what?
like, "What the hell did you do?"
We just had a crazy C-section happen in this movie from like, what the fuck?
And they take her body, put it in a chest.
Yep.
And he leaves the baby across the street, the daughter of the mother.
Yep.
Rings
and
the
she
bell
comes
and
out
runs
and
away.
she's like, Rings the bell as they decide they have to run for it. Like, at this point, the jig is up, right? They're like, well, we've murdered, I killed a person on a golf course in the middle of the day in Miami. So they're ready for it. They dump the body into a river. They ring the doorbell. The girl comes
just
out.
Like water. Doesn't sink, doesn't float away. I don't know if you noticed.
Didn't know. Well, they probably had the real actress in there. The daughter's screaming, "Ah, it's bloody baby." The baby was alive, right?
It's never clear.
It actually, I assumed it was, but I'm thinking, they clearly didn't have access to a baby because let's be honest, any of these people involved in making this movie should not have been allowed to have children, at least at this point in time.
No.
So they didn't have access to a real child. So they just
it was
wrapped up like a loaf of bread and were like, it's a baby.
It was a doll, I think. It looked like a bloody doll.
I don't even remember seeing that much of it, Tim. I just remember seeing a swath. But anyway,
they go hide out at the movie studio.
The cops get a call about
suddenly,
two guys.
There's a lot of cop action, a lot of shots. Yeah, the cops.
And the cops are like, "We got a call for those two guys missing from Baltimore." It's like, what?
Really?
Like, why? So they chase him to. It was a movie studio. I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I saw the name. I think the police even
that's probably
say
the movie studio. Yeah,
they're over at that old movie studio.
Okay, that's the one. All right.
Yep.
All right.
They use it. So they run in there, and some guy sees them, calls the police.
Yeah.
And the thing that happens is Stanley decides he's going to call the police, and he picks up a prop phone. So it's and Paul's like, "Oh, how dare you betray me?" And then he tries to make.
I want to do an impersonation, but he's like, "I saw you try to make the call. You can't because it's a prop phone."
You did good.
Like it is
George.
weird. Yeah, thank you. You know what, Tim? Do you think I have a second career?
Yeah.
As a Gus Zwist, aka the actor who played Aunt Martha / Paul impersonator.
Let's try it again. Then Stanley gets a meatloaf. He puts it in the prop oven, and then what does Paul say?
He goes, "Stanley, you can't cook it. It's a prop meatloaf, and it's a prop oven."
And then he goes to the prop toilet and uses.
And he goes, it takes a big fucking steaming dump right there.
What's Paul say?
And you know what, Tim? If we know from my earlier list, some of the dreadful things Aunt Martha does sometimes is she leaves the toilet seat up after popping a mean squat. Stanley goes to sit in the exact same toilet that she already did. No. He falls in. He's immobilized. It all comes together. So because he sees he's about to be betrayed, Paul admits to him that, you didn't really kill Mrs. Johnson. I killed Mrs. Johnson. And I love you. And he ties him up and he writes the word, I think he writes the word slut, although all I could see was SLU. So I'm really making a judgment call here. Could have been slum. Mm-hmm. Could have been slur. Could have been slurp. Could have been slooba-dooba-dooba. Could have been a lot of stuff, but we don't see it. And then he stabs him to death.
Well, he says they argue anyway.
Yep.
And that's why he's, at first he punches him in the balls or something. It's unclear.
I actually, I thought the way I interpreted it was like yet another in the long line of people trying to remove these snakeskin pants that just don't come off.
Okay.
He does pull his pants down, so he's got his pants around his ankles.
It's a weird ending.
He's wearing weird old granny. Yeah, wait, Tim. How he stabbed Stanley to death? Did the cops shoot him?
He shot himself, I believe. Yeah,
Does he?
Yeah. Before they show up.
Oh yeah, because the cops run in and you see the sordid death of a tied up Stanley with SLU written on his forehead and his pants down around his ankles, and they're all laying there dead.
So I think at the end we realize Paul loved him, and thus this is not a good depiction of gay lifestyle.
No, troubling to say the least. Yet, like I said up front, kind of important just because of the comparative scarcity of any depictions of homosexual lifestyles.
Yep. And they didn't make fun of him dressing as a woman. He just did it.
Nope.
He just did. I expected a joke at some point of some guy what are you doing?
You said you thought this was a comedy. I really don't think there was any intentional humor in this. I don't know. This movie is very interesting. I don't know what it was about. I think I'm maybe going to be canceled for this just being even watching this.
I think it was humorous when Hubert and Aunt Martha sat down to have coffee like a married couple, and they were talking about Stanley, oh, that kid, what am I going to do with him? He won't cut his hair. I thought that was meant to be funny, they're his parents. It's just,
Yeah, but was that funny or I don't know. Yeah, anyway.
Well, George.
Let's end this shit. Yep.
We're done?
Mm-hmm.
I found some...
Oh, I have one more list.
Yeah?
I have one more list.
Go ahead.
All right, you ready, Tim?
Yeah. Let's do it.
This is my top 5 numbers under 5. You ready? Number 1,
You complained
5.
about my list. That's
Number
not
2,
under 5, George.
4. Oh, you're right.
That is 5.
Number 3, 3. Number 4, 1. And number 5, 0.5.
Okay.
I don't have number 2 in there because that also means dookie. All right, go on. What were you saying, Tim?
My new feature, reviews from people of the day. Charles Manson.
Oh, do you mean like
Movie reviews.
Yeah, okay.
Charles Manson reviewed this.
Yeah. Yeah, what did he say, Tim?
He says, the jail cell I watched...
Wait.
What?
Do it as Charles Manson.
I don't know what he sounds like.
You know what he sounds like.
The jail cell.
Yeah, there you go.
The jail cell I watched this movie from.
Uh-huh.
This movie in. It was hot, but some like it hot.
Oh, I see what you did there, Tim. You're mentioning another film where men famously dress up as women.
Richard Pryor saw this. I'm not doing his voice.
Oh, yeah, do it. Don't do it. Do Richard Pryor's voice.
He says, I doubt fire will remove the terrible memory of this movie, but I'll give it a try.
Now, that's weird because it's actually Robin Williams was in Mrs. Doubtfire.
No,
but
I doubt fire. Because he sets himself on fire.
Yeah, but how about
George,
Albert Finney is like, I went to the Twilight Zone to see this film and I lost my head. How about that? Because he got decapitated by a helicopter.
Yeah, Albert Finney did? I thought that was...
Was it Albert Finney? No, it's not. Who died in that?
His name was...
Let's see.
Yes.
Twilight
You interrupt my jokes
Zone.
for this.
Yep.
George, the last one. John Waters.
Yabba.
John Waters saw this. He said,
what did he say?
This movie is divine.
Yep. That has, okay, so congratulations. You started off, all right, first, nothing. All right. Vic Morrow, that's the guy.
Vic Morrow,
I lost my head over this film.
I just made a joke about someone setting themselves on fire, not killing. Getting killed.
But it's weird because what you kind of forgot, I mean, I don't know.
Doubt fire. I doubt
It should have been Robin Williams.
But he didn't set himself on fire.
Yeah, but
literally,
John Waters wasn't divine.
No, John Waters hired divine.
Yeah,
Man,
I know.
You're just aggravating me on purpose. People get
What was the Some Like It Hot one? Who was the Some Like It Hot one?
That was...
Charles Manson has nothing to do with Some Like It Hot. Why not do Billy Wilder or Tony Curtis or Jack Lemmon?
His cell was hot. And Some Like It Hot.
But Tim.
I'm taking chances. I'm reaching out here.
It's so... There's such inconsistency in the humor there. Like,
There's not.
Yes, there is.
Somebody write us a letter. What about Star Wars? Should we do that?
What about Star Wars?
Now we have the part of the show where Tim and George talk about how this movie is like Star Wars and Labyrinth.
How is this like Star Wars or that other movie?
Yeah. Do it. I got one.
Okay. When ladies... So in this movie, people reach for Stanley's snakeskin pants and he freaks out. Well, when ladies reach for Han Solo's zipper, he kind of freaks out like Stanley did, but he says, whoa, slow down. First, let me tell you about the time I did the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs. That's why he freaks out. There you go.
Nice. And they both wear vests.
Yep, they both wore vests.
And because, and congratulations, that's that's the only time you've ever mentioned Star Wars without making it be about the exhaust port. And I'm sure you rewrote that last second because I called you on that.
No.
I like to, in order to counter Tim's incessant mentioning of Star Wars and exhaust ports, I like to compare the movie to 1986's Labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
They both involve infants being taken from their parents.
Nice. Yes.
Yeah, right? Yes.
Not funny, but yes.
No, I had a stupid joke written there. I'm like, wait, there actually is something in common. I rewrote it. All right.
Should have said.
What should I have said, Tim?
I don't know.
Don't start saying what I should have said if you had no idea.
Stanley's pants, they must have
they were tight.
Smelled bad. He never changed them.
Okay. Spelled bad. All right.
Smelled. I can't do his deep voice.
Yes, you can, Tim. You
smells bad. Wherever you are, wherever you're hiding, I'll find you. I'll get you. Revenge. So listen, all I've done is compressed my revenge story. It's very short with a list. All right.
All right. Let's hear it.
So we said Stanley left that baby with the nurse. She's a nurse. So the nurse found that baby Stanley left on her step, and it did live. She raised it as her own. She moved to New York City to start a new life, to hide the horrible story about Stanley's birth.
I'm so worried you're doing the same thing as me.
Nope.
Go on.
There's no way. He's not going to be Uncle Ben or Peter Parker.
No, I really have my concerns. Go on.
Nope. She moved to New York. She named him Sunroof, because he popped out the sunroof, not the door. And he was born in 1971, and he loved Star Wars when it came out. And when the highly anticipated Empire Strikes Back came out, and he went and saw it, and he saw Han cut open that tauntaun and say the classic phrase, "I thought they smelled bad on the outside." He was hit.
The only thing you remember from that movie?
He was hit by the memory of his birth, and the fact that Stanley also said, "I thought she smelled bad on the outside." Thus,
that's rude of Stanley.
He began to think his mother did smell bad on the outside, and he became obsessed with things. No, things that smell bad on the inside. He became obsessed with things that smell bad on the inside. There was no podcast back then, so he started a public access TV show.
Oh, wow. Which channel?
What's that? Channel 10?
UHF? Was it UHF? UHF?
And he just...
Previous episode of Seddy Bimco. Go listen in our archives.
He just had people come on with things that smell bad on the inside. And so here's my list of things that people brought on. Used milk.
This tracks with vengeance, too. This definitely is revenge theme.
Well, he used milk cartons, old car tires that had standing water in them.
Ew. That's also where mosquitoes come from.
Yep. Rubber Halloween masks that their drunk uncle wore. Mattress covers that hadn't been changed in 10 years. Rubber gloves that had been used on a 12-hour ER shift. Fish tanks that haven't been cleaned in 2 years.
That does smell bad on the inside.
Bill Cosby's soul. Rush Limbaugh's human skin suit. And I wrote this before he died. Hulk Hogan's mustache, because it really smells bad now. Steven Seagal's mustache. And Liberace's beard, known as Betty White.
Oh, pop, boop, ba-da, pop, boop.
And he lived happily ever after and didn't get revenge on anyone, because some stories can end like that. Living well is the best revenge.
Because you forgot to include revenge as a theme of this, and I reminded
living
you.
Living well is the best revenge, George. That's
all right. It's good.
So your story is going to be about.
So this is all right. No, but Tim, there's some similarities. Okay. That's why I got worried. So, like you, I chose to do mine, which is actually a revenge sequel. It was the baby that was torn out of the mother. It's their story. Yeah.
Loving.
I wrote Tor. I'm reading. I'd like to see the baby torn out of the mother's revenge story. So, Mary Baxter or Mary Adams, whatever she was.
Yeah.
By the way, she was one of the only other people, and this is a side true fact. I just mentioned it here. In IMDb, she was one of the only people who had a photo next to her. So I clicked on it, and she had been in several other movies, including former Seddy Bimco film Pagan Island.
Oh, wow. She was one of the ladies.
She played a pagan woman.
I
That's what it says, yeah. I don't think that was an episode I saw. I think, was it? It was back when we had...
You and John were both
okay.
here.
Okay.
I think I remember you being here.
So this is a movie, though. There's the movie picks up years later, right?
Okay.
Because I actually wrote down it's a legacy revenge sequel. So the baby, this is why I got nervous. Yes. She goes to New York. Yeah. The girl moves to New York, takes the baby there. I'm like, what is he doing? And the baby grows up, and it's always kind of like, because of the age difference, spends most of their let's give the baby's Rose, right?
Okay.
Rose spends most of her life thinking that her older sister, whose name I certainly should have made up a better name for, but can't. Let's say her name is Tulip, right?
Okay.
She thinks Tulip is her mom for most of her life, but when she reaches 21 years old, she says no, actually, your grandma, the woman you've seen in the photos who you think is your grandma, was your mom, and Danny DeVito fell on her and killed her. And you were cut out of your mom's belly by someone, and I've raised you as my own. And she's like, what? And the shock of this just kind of snaps her. And she's like, I need to have revenge on these people who killed my mom. And she's like, well, bad news. They're everyone's dead. I'm basically the only character got out of this movie, because she's a little bit aware of this, alive. And she goes, well, I can't and Rose is like, I can't deal with this. This great wrong was perpetrated on my real mother. And you were saddled with me. Like, there's so much that she starts studying the dark arts of necromancy.
Okay.
She finds this doctor in Greenwich Village. He gives her some tips here and there. Yeah.
You thought I was going to go this way.
Well, maybe. And so, but she learns how to speak with the dead. And she goes down. She speaks to her mom and she finds out what happened. And then she goes down to hell. And in hell, she finds Paul and Stanley and Hubert. And she wreaks horrific revenge on them. And I don't want to give too much away because we're trying to keep this short. But I did come up with a name for this movie. You want to know what it's called, Tim?
3 men and a grown baby.
That'd be really, really good, yeah. It's actually Rose Mary's Baby.
Ah, nice.
I
like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
you thought I was
end.
going to do Rosemary's Baby. I gotcha.
I really was very
Same
worried.
year.
This is the New York thing. Yeah I know. There was a lot of stuff that point to it, yeah.
Ooh.
Yep, Rose Mary's Baby.
That was great. That was a great episode. Loved it.
This was our best episode ever.
Letter.
Suck on that, Bat and Spider, you fucking shitheads.
There is one thing we didn't mention that I do want to mention, that when he cut the baby out, it was a weird scene because he gets the knife, a little bit of blood spurts on him, and then it just cuts to him sitting there with the baby. I'm glad they cut it out.
Didn't realize it is, and if you're listening thinking like, oh, they didn't show it, no, it was cut in a way that you were not, it's not until Paul walks in and he's like, what did you do? And like, you see the baby's empty, you're like, oh, time has passed. It seems as if he cuts him for a second and Paul walks right in. It's a
weird cut. I wonder if they filmed a special effect and they're like, we're not going to get away with this.
Or what if they actually really cut open a woman, Tim?
I don't know. I don't think that was.
Maybe there's a reason why none of these actors, except for the. Oh wait, no, Pagan Island Lady did work again. Mary Adams. So never mind that. Remember that theory.
Well, I checked.
Blah blah blah.
I checked the mailbag and nobody wrote.
Yeah, nobody likes this.
Oh, George, what do we watch next week? You're picking just any random movie, no theme. Lazy Days of Summer. It's the end of August.
The lazy, hazy days of summer, the dog days. I feel like I was inspired by like this movie we saw was what I feel was a super Tim-esque type of movie.
Cult.
Like this really was very Tim. So I'm like, I'm going to choose something that's super George.
Because I'm that cool guy that likes cult movies.
Yeah, that's it. And I actually went onto my Tubi account and like looked at some of the movies I've watched in the past, and I looked with great fondness upon another old Seddy Bimco movie. No. Oh, okay. But you look at it and it gives you recommendations, right? Remember we did Strippers vs. Werewolves?
Yeah.
Yep, I looked at that one and I found a perfect follow-up for that.
Is it Werewolves versus Strippers?
No, it's just called Zombie Strippers.
Okay.
And it also stars Robert Englund, just like the Werewolves vs. Zombies one.
What year is this?
2008.
Ooh.
Yep, it's on Tubi. Zombie Strippers.
I'll write this down.
2008 American zombie comedy film, shot, edited, written, and directed by Jay Lee, starring Robert Englund, Jenna Jameson, Penny Drake, and Roxy Saint.
Yay! Good episode.
Yay! All right. Yes. Remember, folks, you're out there listening. If you exist, if you were actually a writer, a listener, please write to us and complain about Tim's making period jokes.
Write a letter.
Seddy Bimco, G at the end.
How good my jokes are. How George just does not get them. His brain does not compute.
Yeah. Nobody gets that first joke, Tim. Tim, when you wrote that joke, that age-old question joke, you were undoubtedly super high. No. Have you stopped being super high since you wrote that? Like, has there ever been a moment of sobriety where you looked at it and go like, well, that doesn't make any sense at all.
It makes sense.
I skipped that. That's too many leaps for anybody to understand.
Night.
Yep. So
wasn't prepared for bringing your mattress
his mattress to school, where he will uncontrollably urinate on it because he now urinates on mattresses without control during the day. The joke writes itself.
It does.
Yeah.
He also poops in his pillowcase.
See, that would have been better.
No. All right. Be good.
All right.
Be safe. Go your own way.
Other Fleetwood Mac songs.
Goodbye.
Bye.
This has been a Pity Party Line production.
Party line, it's a party line.
Tim Hamilton writes, "You bastard. Hi, all. Stanley. Is he gay? Is he straight? Is he bi? He seems to be dating Paul, but also often ends up frolicking with young ladies who can't wait to get naked and yank his dirty hippie pants off. At which point Stanley freaks out. If you imagine those two as Laurel and Hardy, a lot of this movie actually makes more sense." Oh my God, it does.